Hi, good afternoon and welcome to Wednesday Healing. We've been covering the book, Who Were You? And today we're going to look at how to find your space. So we'll talk a little bit more about that shortly. What I want to do first is to focus on a reading that's going to enable you to heal on many levels, not just physically but mentally and emotionally and spiritually as well. I want to really look at things from a deeper level. Who were you? So what do we need to know as we move through this healing space of finding our own sacredness, finding our own spaces? So what do we need to know? And I'm using the New Zealand Naturally Tarot card, which is an animal-based deck, basically. What we're looking at here is the Six of Water. Six of Cups is about nostalgic past, and that's interesting because that's been coming up quite a lot for me in different decks. Six of Water. So that to me is very much about a sense of nostalgic past. You know, what are you remembering, what are you reflecting on that's in regards to the past? You know, what's happening now for you that is connected to the past? Okay. Here we have got a sense of chaos, which is actually card number 23 in this. So this is one of the extra cards. And chaos to me is about the chaos that's been created maybe within ourselves or around us as we move ahead in this journey. So as we're reflecting on the past, what chaos is it creating around us at this time? You know, our intentions may be positive, maybe, you know, our intentions may be good. You may have good intentions, but what is the chaos that we're creating around us at this time? And here we've got the Hanged Man. So the Hangman can ask us several questions. One is, what are we sacrificing of ourselves? What are we sacrificing at this time? Is actually stopping, you know, what we think is good is actually stopping us from actually moving ahead. Also, are we able to look at the new perspectives around us, you know, as we develop and as we grow? Are we able to change our perceptions about what's going on as well? Which is quite important. So as we dive deeper into the nostalgic past, the chaos that's being created at the moment, and asking ourselves, are we able to look at new perceptions? We get the Three of Water here, which reminds us to, as we expand and grow maybe in our emotional needs, and what's value to us, you know, within our emotional needs, and how we celebrate who we are as an individual. Maybe we celebrate with friends or of those of like mind. Maybe we're moving into a reason to celebrate who we are on a deeper level as we move through the aspects. This card here also reminds me of maybe we're moving through as we expand and grow, we're actually moving through into a new level of awareness within the triple aspect of who we are. This very much reminds me of the triple aspect, whether it's Maiden, Mother and Crone, whether it's youth, man and elder. There is many aspects of this card as we move through the or as in hero, father and elder. So, you know, we can look at these aspects and say, you know, who are we as an individual? Where are we in our cycle of life? You know, what stage are we at? What's actually going on for us? Are we actually celebrating who we are as an individual? Are we celebrating with those of like mind that we've achieved? You know, we're moving towards what we want in an expansion and a growth area of our life. So what else is of value to us as we move through this process of looking at the past, looking at the chaos that's around us because of the past. Maybe we're needing to refresh the way we look at things from a new perspective. Oops. And we allowing us to sort of celebrate who we are as we acknowledge where we are in our journey, in our cycle, our life. And here we have the Two of Water, which is again your Two of Cups, which is that very sense of or Two of Waves in this, I should say waves in this, about the give and take, having a balanced relationship. Maybe there's choices to be made within the relationship. There could be a sense of two halves of a whole coming together as well. This whole being able to give and take in the relationship as well, making sure that there is a sense of balance, that we're receiving as much as we're giving out, which is really, really important in all relationships. And I'm not talking about just a relationship that's intimate, but in all our relationships, and even our relationship within ourselves. Are we giving to ourselves, or are we receiving, that whole give and take? Are we giving to ourselves? Are we receiving what's important from ourselves? Are we able to give in a loving way? And I'm not talking about giving and taking as in a nasty way, but as in a more loving, nurturing way, which is really important for us as individuals. So again, we've got this sense of nostalgic past or childhood past, something that's causing some chaos in our journey. It could be, if you're into reincarnation, is what we're doing at the moment with the books and everything like that. So it could be looking at maybe a past life that's caused chaos in your life right now for some reason, and maybe we need to get back to that. And it could be about changing your perceptions about the way you sacrifice yourself, enabling to celebrate who you are as an individual, celebrate where you are in your cycle, in your journey. Also about making sure that you give and receive to yourself as well, that you're able to bring that balance emotionally into your journey, which is of value. Okay, so, oops, I thought there was going to be one more. I felt that. So here we have Five of Peaks. Now, Seven of Peaks. Seven of Peaks is the same as Seven of Swords. So again, you've got that sense of standing up for yourself, which is quite important. Being able to stand up for who you are. Maybe there's been some inner conflict or some conflict with somebody else who's maybe bullying you. You're taking back your power. You're taking your it's a sense of I get a sense of taking back your own power in who you are as an individual, which is really important. So there might have been some conflict with someone, and you had to sort of take back that what you feel they have taken from you. Maybe you feel something's being stolen, or there's a perception that something of your past may have been taken away from you, maybe removed. Maybe you're not remembering. Maybe there's something that you're not quite remembering. You can't quite see the whole picture about what's actually been going on. So that's interesting. So there you are. That's your cards for today from the New Zealand Naturally Tarot. So let's go through very quickly. So here you have the Six of Waves, which is Six of Water, Six of Cups. Then you've got this Chaos card. You see the possum. He's creating chaos around him. Even though his intention is just to get the food and take care of things naturally because he needs to eat, he's also causing chaos and that for everyone else around him. The Hanged Man, you've got this whole sense of sacrifice. What do you sacrifice? What are you needing to look at things from a new perspective? You've got the Three of Waves, so you're about celebrating who you are as an individual. Maybe you're celebrating with others. You're acknowledging the cycle that you're in right now, or the stage of the cycle you're in right now. Here you've got the Two of Waves. You've got that whole sense of balance, that choices. You've got that sense of give and take. You've got this relationship that you're needing to manage or take care of, nurture. Whoops. nurture the relationship on some level. And here you've got the Seven of Peaks, and that whole thing about taking that power back, that perception that someone has taken something from you or stolen something from you, and you're needing to get that back on some level. And that could be in relation to a past life or a reconnection in some sort in that way. So here we've got the New Zealand Fairy Oracle. So let's see what is of value to our journey as we think about the chaos and the perceptions and the sacrifice and the give and take and the whole sense of nostalgic past life. So what's of value to us at this time? So let's have a look. Here we've got the Ats or the Toki, and with this is a sense of creative energy coming through. So being creative in your journey is super important. You've got the Taniwha, which is protective, so it's about feeling protected as you move through this creative energy, as you're able to bring forth what's important to you creatively. Know that you're actually protected in this journey. And the Talent, so it's about staying focused, being focused in what's important. So having creativity, know you're actually protected, and actually staying focused on your journey as you move ahead, as you travel ahead, is very important. So that's what's of value to you within the New Zealand Fairy Oracle. You have that whole sense of fire, the whole sense of being creative, knowing that you're protected, making sure you stay focused is really, really important, and knowing that you're moving on, you're moving ahead on this journey as well. So that's super important. So let's look at the Maori Oracle. Whoa, that just, like someone just took that out of my hand. And here we have the Minarara. This one here. And these are just so gorgeous. Just need to read from the book here. So luckily they're all alphabetical, so it makes it very much easier. And here you've got, it's called a little crown lizard. So this is about taking care of yourself. So this is very important about, and to know that others are precious around you. Okay, in times past, people would try to kill the small green lizard if it was ever to cross their path. This said because it was said to be a physical representation of the god of evil, Pharaoh, who reigns during the black moon. For some families it is also an omen of death for a family member, if not a serious illness. So this is very important about taking care of your health. So Pharaoh became angry with its brother Tani, who had ascended to the highest heavens before him. It was a matter of courtesy and protocol in his view. He felt that as the older brother it was his right before Tani. From then on, he was the enemy of humankind, who were the children of Tani. When sickness and bad luck persists, it is sometimes believed to come from Pharaoh and his family. So this is very much about making sure that you are taking care of self. So this is a reminder that as we move through all these processes of what's going on for us as individuals, that we are actually making sure that we are nurturing who we are as well. And we tell those around us how important they are to our journey. I think that's very, very important for us to remember, that there is a time for us to make sure that those around us are being nurtured on many levels. Just trying to see where this... Just something in my camera, it's alright. It's alright, just looking at something, and I just realised what it was. Okay, so there you are. So that's very important for you to actually remember that those around you are also important to your journey as you move ahead. So now let us continue with who were you? As we've moved through, we've discussed so many different aspects. So now we're looking at how to find your own space. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Take a nice deep breath. Approach a crowded beach on a sunny day and you can observe people finding their own space. Some spread towels as close to the water's edge as they can. Others seek refuge in a small creek, while others prefer to have a solid cliff at their backs. The rituals of organising windbreaks, sunshades and deck chairs are part of the space finding activities. Comfort often depends on finding the right place and having the right amount of space. While your buddy... Sorry, I will be back. Okay, as we continue, the way who were you? How to find your space. Okay, what I'll do is I'll actually sort of talk again. While your body does... Okay. Comfort often depends on finding the right place, having the right amount of space. While your body does not require much space, another part of yourself requires a very precise amount of space, which may vary in different circumstances. How much distance do you require between yourself and another person? So here's some things to think about. Okay, take a minute. How much distance do you require between yourself and another person? Do you like to be close, to stand at arm's length, or do you prefer to keep the distance greater? Okay. What is that determines how much is a comfortable space? Is it your soul, your life energy, your spirit, your aura, your psychology, or your cultural upbringing? All animals seek personal, family and tribal territory. How much space and the right place in that space are more suitable questions. The activities on this page will help you to explore these questions for yourself. The exercise will raise your awareness not only of personal preference, but also of who is choosing. Which part of you is finding your space? Okay, are you ready? Finding a place for yourself. Take a deep breath. Listen to this. According to ancient techniques, the task is not to change yourself to fit, turning yourself into a square peg to fit a square hole, but to take yourself precisely as you are and seek a space to occupy. The activity of seeking and finding will itself develop all that you are. The process is one of self-discovery rather than self-determination. Finding your space in a room. Okay. The Mexican writer Carlos Castaneda tells in his books of his apprenticeship with Don Juan and Don Gennaro, who show him how to become totally himself. One of the early lessons involves finding his proper place in a room. The exercise should be done when alone, and later can be extended to include the whole of the house where you live. Okay, are you ready? Take a moment, take a breath. Number 1, enter the room when it is quiet and you will not be disturbed. 2, without thought and any conscious decision, sit down in any place that seems to be inviting. Next, number 3, close your eyes and let the knowledge come to you of where you are sitting. Does the place feel right? Okay. Number 4, repeat the exercise over and over again, moving to different positions in the room until you find a space that feels exactly right. You may have to move the furniture around to find the place. Your aim is to secure exactly the right place facing in the right direction. You may have to abandon a particular room if you cannot find a space and try different rooms in your house. Once found, the space will always be right. At any time and in any mood, you will feel perfectly calm and complete in that space. It may be a space in which to read, to work, to eat, or just to sit. Okay? So, 1. Enter the room when it is quiet and you will not be disturbed. 2. Without thought and any conscious decision, sit down in any place that seems to be inviting. 3. Close your eyes and let the knowledge come to you of where you are sitting. Does the place feel right? 4. Repeat this exercise over and over again, moving to different positions in the room until you find a space that feels exactly right. You may have to move the furniture around to find the place. Okay? Finding your space outside the house. When you have found your space inside the house, take the space with you and find a place to put it outside, somewhere in the locality around your house. Keep trying different spots until you find the right place as before, keeping your personal space fill that place. Finding your space in the modern world. You will realize by now that the method for finding your own place, as recommended by many masters of the ancient knowledge, such as Don Juan, involves taking yourself and setting your wholesomeness into the right place. This technique is quite different from the more common materialistic ideas prevalent in the Western world. Finding a place for yourself in a Western society generally means changing yourself to fit into one of the more existing slots. This process often reinforces the false self, the persona of Jungian psychology. Many people deliberately set out to create a public image, and an image is nothing more than a mask that hides the reality. Industries thrive on our attempts to fit ourselves for a place in the world. For example, fashion, cosmetics, training courses, to mention but a few. Okay. Becoming complete. Take a nice deep breath. In his story, Tales of Power, not knowing where to go or what to do made Carlos sad and lonely. Don Juan tells him that knowing all the pathways or all the techniques in the world will not take away the loneliness. Finding your space means finding the living being that is you by using yourself during things relating to people, and in the process loving the even greater being that gave you life. Finding your place in the world makes you complete, and to find it you have to pass through the door of the unknown that is only visible at twilight. Twilight is the moment of doubt, the moment of ultimate solitude when facing death or loneliness. Twilight is the crack between two worlds, says Don Juan. You have to open the crack to find the door, which leads you to an abyss beyond which is the unknown. At the end of the story, Don Juan and Don Gennaro laughingly take their leave of Carlos, telling him they will become like dust on the road and hope that it will soon get in his eyes again to make him see. So how do you find your space? It would seem by stepping into the unknown, to join the two worlds together, your being joined with the greater being, your image with your real self, your space with your place. Becoming complete infers there is something missing. Perhaps it is the soul or spirit that we deny in favour of the body, or vice versa. The joining of body and soul seems to be the place we are urged to seek on earth, or to put it in another way, the acceptance and love of life as we are now living it. In these mysteries, leave your mind reeling. Consider other possibilities such as the absence of a life, activating principle. In Haiti, zombies are thought to be precisely that, unliving, soulless bodies. In other words, the walking dead who have no place in any world. Okay, what I want to do now is, and I should have grabbed it before and I wasn't thinking. Sorry, I'm just going to stand here and just grab. Here we go. Let me just look for one card that we're just going to talk about in a minute. Take a nice deep breath and assimilate. Think about how you can find your place, your own place. Which room are you going to start with? Nice deep breath. As we focus, I'm going to use the Tarot de Marseille, a reference in this. Okay, here I've got the card. Okay, and I'm going to read you a passage from the book. Okay, are you ready? The Fool. Okay, the Fool of the Tarot cards. The 78 cards of the Tarot come from the original European playing cards, which we've sort of, and there's lots of myths and thoughts about all that. The Fool is an unnumbered trump and symbolizing the wisdom, okay, the wisdom of the innocence who ignites who ignores the rules and taboos that restrict mankind. The Fool is a catalyst of enlightenment who steps into the unknown from the edge of the cliff, following the butterfly of intuition. There's no butterfly in this one, but obviously in some cards there's a butterfly, but this one does not show the butterfly. Okay, next image is the gateway to the temple. So let's see if you can see. Oh, yep, you can see that quite clearly. Okay. See the gateway. Okay. The gateway to the temple for the Shinto religion. The twin symbolizes the entrance. Symbolizes the entrance of the mystery, the step into the space of the unknown. The turi is a bird perch because in Shinto mythology birds were helpers of the gods. T-U T-U-R-U. Okay, so take a nice deep breath. How are we doing in timing? I don't want to leave, because this is like part 2 of this one video. Next week we're going to look at Did You Decide to Live? How to find your own space was today, which I thought was quite deep, and it's one exercise for you to do today for this week. So focus on finding a place for yourself, and next week we'll look at Did You Decide to Live? And that's got a few bits and pieces in it as well to do. So doing one exercise is enough for each week. So this one is finding a place for yourself. So don't forget to do that, to find a space in a room, and we'll have a look at next week. Take care and blessed be. Thank you for being with me. Today's cards were from the New Zealand Naturally Tarot, the New Zealand Fairy Oracle, and the Maori Oracle, and we looked at the Fool from the Tarot de Marseille, This is Claude Bedell's deck, 1751, the Scarabeo modern representation, if you like. So we looked at also too focusing on the lizard, which talks about taking care of health, which is really, really important. Take care of self and remembering those around us as we move through our journey of past connection, the chaos that's around us, looking at the perception. Are we sacrificing ourselves? Do we need to change our angle of view, what we're looking at? Do we need, our options and our viewpoints might need to be changed? Are we celebrating who we are as an individual? Are we acknowledging the cycle that we're in right now? It's a part of that, the stage of the cycle we're in. If we're looking at the Trinity, Maiden, Mother of Crone, youth or hero, father and elder. Then you've got this relationship, finding this balance. How do you manage that? Is it a give and take relationship? Are you giving and taking to yourself? Are you giving to yourself, which is really important? Are you being kind and gentle? Also, are you able to take back your power? Are you able to take back what you feel has been taken away from you, which is really important? And having a creative energy and knowing that you're actually protected as you stay focused and you move ahead on your journey in some way. So there we are. So don't forget, take care of your health, and blessed be. The New Zealand Fairy Oracle. You can move ahead on your journey as well, which is really important. And I'm just getting, there's a little bit more information that might be of value to you as well. So I'm just going to have a really quick flick through here, and we've got as we look at the thing, so yeah, I said about creativity, but I'm also getting about transformation and changes as well. I knew there was something else and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. It's about the transformations and the changes that are going on for you as you're moving through this creative energy that's happening for you, knowing that you're protected, staying focused, and the travel or the movement ahead, so to speak, is also a sense of of honouring yourself in many ways. I think there's a sense of loyalty and honouring is very, very important as well. So I knew there was more aspect to it, but I couldn't quite get the full picture. So coming back and reflecting in the books, sometimes when we're looking at different oracle decks, especially when it's a culture that's a little different, there's these amazing cards which have a lot of really good information in them, and there's so much you can pull out from these cards to extend. And I'm getting a lot about loyalty and faith and staying focused. Again, I get that, staying really focused, staying really steadfast in your journey as you move ahead is really, really important. So there you go, about honouring who you are as an individual. So take care and blessed be, and I'll now put these two parts together and have them uploaded for you for Wednesday healing. Take care, blessed be.